Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl P Hope, and I am back with another review. Listen, I know that they got this title all crazy. I think like season 3 episode 36, 38, some dumb. But listen, this is the new season of Love After Lockup, and this is episode 2. If you ask me, that's what that is, okay? So we're gonna jump right into it, and I'm gonna be reading straight off my notes. So, you know, if I'm not giving y'all no whole bunch of eye contact, it's because I'm in my notes, because it's already 11 o'clock at night, which means I probably won't be done editing till about 2 o'clock, because y'all, it's a whole production trying to get these videos out to y'all. That's why I really appreciate every time you guys hit the like button, when you subscribe, when you leave a comment. It lets me know that all my hard work, all my staying up late is worth it. With that being said, we're gonna jump right on into it, because I'm already gonna be up long enough as is. Okay. Now it starts off with Stan and Lisa. So we got Stan Ash chilling at the house with his cat Samuel. Okay, him and Samuel are up perusing in the refrigerator looking for a late night snack. And you know, he was saying that, you know, he doesn't eat a whole bunch, he don't eat crazy, because he's a man of a certain age, and you know, he likes to keep himself in shape for the most part, because even though he's an older man, I think he's 65, he says he still enjoys things like zip lining, parasailing, and of course smashing. He loves having sex. Okay, Stan is all about it. You know, in the midst of him and Samuel the cat having their late night snack, he gets a phone call from no other than Lisa. So, you know, Lisa calls and she's talking all sweet, and she's just like, yeah babe, I'm ready to come home and do that thing that we used to do in the basement. And he's like, yeah, you know, I can't wait. I cannot wait till you get home. Like, that'll be one of the first things that we do. And I said, okay. All right, 50 Shades of Charcoal. I see y'all. I see you, Stan and Lisa. But yeah, so they're ready to do that thing, and Stan says he's gonna have the batteries charged up and ready to go. So, you know, it definitely made my mind wonder. I'm like, okay, which one of y'all actually needs the toy that the batteries go in? Is she using it on you, or are you using it on her, Stanley? Because when he went in his confessional, he let us know that you know, there are no boundaries for him when it comes to exploring himself sexually. There are no boundaries. So I'm just curious to know who's sticking what where. He'll try anything once. So Lisa says that she is definitely worried about her appearance right now, and she really hopes that he still finds her attractive once she comes home. And you know, Stanley assures her that, look, I understand you're saying you look like a boy right now, but you know, don't even worry about that. Like, I'm sure you're gonna look just as beautiful with short hair as you did with long hair, and I'm already just attracted to you as being who you are. So like, don't even sweat that. And then Lisa turns around and asks him, well, you know, have you thought about when I'm gonna meet your kids? And he was like, you know, I still don't really know about that. And she was like, well, you know, just give it to me straight. Like, what is your deal with me meeting your kids? And he says that the fact that his children are really close to Lisa's age is uncomfortable for them. You know, they don't like anybody but their mother, which is understandable. They're like, okay, you're dating this old ass man, aka my dad. Like, you gotta be a gold digger. You gotta be trying to get something out of my dad. So I'm pretty sure like the kids are definitely not welcoming her with open arms. They like, of course, they look at her like a damn gold digger. But she tries her best to assure Stanley that, you know, she has nothing but the best intentions for them and their relationship, and that it's real. And now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Lisa could not have nabbed me if I was a man, because anybody that keeps going in and out of jail the way she does, because y'all, Lisa let us know that this is her 7th time going back to prison, but this is the time that she done got it right. But yeah, so she would have never been able to bag me. But I will say that listening to her talk, and just as transparent as she has been with Stan so far, it does seem like she is in it for real, and she's not giving me gold digger vibes for whatever reason, y'all. Because for her to, you know, she didn't try to spring it up on him that she looks bad right now. She didn't spring it up on him that she is into drug usage. She didn't spring it up on him about, you know, she comes from a family of criminals. None of that type of shit. Like, she's being really open and honest with him about everything, and he still wants to be with her. So, like, I kind of have a feeling that this is the real thing for both of them. And, you know, I'm kind of here for it. Because I will say that Stan and Lisa are the most convincing couple out of all of the couples so far. So, we'll just have to sit back and see where their relationship goes. But, yeah, I'm feeling it so far. I'm with it. So, but yeah, long story short, he don't know about when his kids is gonna meet Lisa, because he already know that either way it go, nobody's good enough for their dad. Okay, and that's just what that is. So but Stan did take into consideration how concerned Lisa was about having this short hair and things like that. So he took it upon himself to drive down to a hair boutique and purchase $1,300 worth of wigs. He purchased $1,300 worth of hair units, wigs, if you will. And he's hoping that this will make Lisa feel more secure and more confident within herself. She doesn't have short hair intentionally. Stan says that she actually got in a fight and she slapped a girl, and I guess it turned into some type of a hair pulling match, and Lisa is missing a couple of patches at the moment. So she looks like a mangy ass cat, and it's not really a whole lot that she can do about it. But Stan is gonna do his best to rectify that situation by hoping that, you know, she could put these wigs on and get her confidence back. So he got her, I think he did a blonde wig, he did a dark wig, and then he did one other color. I don't really remember, but yeah. So hopefully she'll be able to rotate them 3 wigs out and do a little role play. And hell, you never know, Stan might put a couple of them on his damn self, because I mean, hell, he don't seem to be switching out that toupee right about now, but I'm pretty sure he's got more than one. Like, he probably got some that's a little shorter than others, a little longer than others. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me at some point if we see a damn blonde toupee on Stan's head, because he just really feel like that shit is cute, and it's not. Then the last scene that we get from Stan and Lisa is Lisa ending up calling him while he's actually in the hair boutique. And this time she wasn't calling on no lovey-dovey shit. This time she's in a bit of an uproar because she said that she just found out that her brother has been locked up because he done sent the police on a high-speed chase, and now he really wants to bail, she really wants to bail her brother out. She wants to help him. So she's like, yeah babe, you know, I cannot believe this has happened to him. And you know, she making it sound like it's the police fault that the brother sent them on a high-speed chase or some shit. And she's like, you know, babe, can we help him out? Can we just help him out? And I'm like, bitch, y'all gonna get enough of start speaking French. Y'all gonna get enough of speaking French on these shows, bitch. Ain't no we. It ain't no we. Like, this man ain't put no kind of ring on your finger. You not attached to none of his paperwork. Well, I take that back. She is actually attached to some of his paperwork, because in his confessional, he did say that his children will end up with $500,000 and she and Lisa will end up with $500,000 herself. He doesn't know, he doesn't remember if he has already discussed that with Lisa or not, but yeah, that's what the paperwork says. So bitch, you actually do have a little, you know, you got a little clout in Stan's heart and you know, in his legal paperwork. But if you want to bond your brother out of jail, I feel like they need to come out of your $500,000. and then we'll see how you feel about it. Because then she gonna have the nerve to say, because he was like, well, baby, I don't know about getting your brother out of jail, because I just think if we go on and bail him out, then that's not teaching him the lesson that he needs to learn. She was like, you know, babe, it's just money, easy come, easy go. And again, I got to looking at Lisa crazy, because I'm like, okay, now these are the little things that you're saying to let me know that, you know, you are definitely about Stan's money to some capacity. I still believe that this is a real relationship, but don't sit there and offer out this man money just because you know he got it. You know what I'm saying? You got your brother out here doing stupid shit for no reason because you know that your man got the money to bail him out. No. No. Like, you want me to bail your brother out and I don't even know this man. Like, I wish if I was the breadwinner in my relationship and my man came to me and said, oh, my brother's done got into some stuff and you know, I just want to know if we can help them get out. No, we can't. You know, you can scrape up your little coins. You can break your piggy bank and figure out what you and the family could come up with. But I don't know your brother. Your brother don't know me. You know, half the time when I come around, he don't even speak. So it's like, why would I break my neck and my bank account to help this man out? When, like Stan's saying, a lot of times when you bail people out like that, it doesn't teach them the lesson. So he'll be right back sending the popo on another chase, because again, Lisa done already let him know that, yeah, you know, my man's a millionaire, so just go ahead and fuck off and do what the hell you want to do, because we'll get you out. No, bitch, ain't no we. In his confessional, he said that he really wants Lisa to just kind of not be associated with his family, because of the simple fact that they're a family of criminals. You know, it's not just the brother, it's the other siblings. And I think he even said that Lisa's dad is a murderer. So it just kind of started at the parents and it trickled down into a life of crime. And like I told y'all, Lisa said this is her seventh time in prison. So Lisa doesn't get enough her goddamn self. And so, you know, Stan is just in between a rock and a hard place, because he doesn't want to upset Lisa by not doing this favor for the brother, but at the same time, he knows in his heart that it's some bullshit. So hopefully he stick to his guns. Stan, if you know what you know, and I know you know what you know because you old enough to know, you better not help me. Okay, y'all, I got his name right this week. His name is not Dante, it's Deontay. I told y'all I didn't know which one it was, because, you know, people have all different kind of enunciations and pronunciations for their name, so I didn't know. But anyway, the man's name is Deontay. So his crazy ass is up and in his bedroom doing push-ups, because today is the day that he goes to pick up Nicolle from the prison. Okay, so he said that the agenda is to pick her up from the prison, take her to her mom's house, and then from there they're going to go back to his house so that he can break her back in. Okay, you know, he's ready to go ahead and give up his year and a half of celibacy, if you will, you know, because it's only been him and Nicolle Jr. And now that he has the real Nicolle here in the flesh, you know, he's ready to just set Nicolle Jr. on fire. You know, he doesn't need her anymore, because, you know, Nicolle has already let him know, look, don't be tied up on the pussy. I don't need you to just be goddamn wham bam bamming me to death. I need you to actually take your time and act like, you know, act like you got rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Us African American people, we naturally have rhythm. So you know, what Nicolle needs is for him to pull his roots out and just come on and give her that rhythm that she needs. You know what I'm saying? Don't just keep it on that one little pace. Don't just, you know, be so tight up on it. I need you to switch it and reverse it. I need you to, you know what I'm saying, smack it, flip it, rub it down. I need you when we could, hey, She needs you to tank that thing, okay? You know what I'm saying? She's been locked up for a long time, and she just wants this to be a very pleasurable moment, okay? Like, she don't want to be looking at you like, you know, Missy Elliott. I don't want no 1 minute man. And so he's excited and all of that, and so he's on his way to get her, and he pulls up directly across the street from the prison, and he immediately jumps out like she was already gonna be standing there waiting on his ass or something. But that was not the case. Y'all already know how this show goes. Like, it seems like they be standing out there for days and hours on end, but in actuality it probably only be about 15-20 minutes that they be standing out there. But child, it was foggy from the time Deontay left the house to the time that he actually got to the prison. So when he jumped out the car and he's waiting, he's sitting there on the edge of the road, this foggy ass road, about to get his ass ran over because he's so excited about seeing Nicolle Bugs Life looking ass. And I'm just like, come on. But I think production had to probably keep him from walking out in the road, because he was so excited. He didn't give a damn if people could see him or not. And then he talked about people kept riding by and looking at him trying to figure out what he got going on. He talking about, I'm waiting on somebody, just keep going. And I'm like, listen, I would have slowed down and looked at your weird ass too, because it's like, dude, once you see somebody walking, then you can go ahead and get out of your car. But other than that, what are you doing? Like, you just standing here looking like a fucking creep, weirdo. So then, of course, whatever amount of elapsed time had went by, and Nicolle finally decided that she wanted to you know, twist her ass up out of the prison. So she got her little bag of goodies in her hand, and I don't know how much shit she had stuffed in her back pocket. But child, listen, Nicolle was strutting down the prison driveway like it was the fucking catwalk, and Deontay was on the other side of the street about to have a fit. You know, he was already about to bust one in his pants when he saw Nicolle and her thin ass hair. But I was like, okay, calm down, Deontay, calm down. She's gonna come over here. And once, you know, once they got to touch each other, of course, they did all of this passionate kissing. And again, Deontay couldn't even let this lady get across the street. You know what I'm saying? He hugging and kissing all on her in the middle of the street. And if y'all pay any attention to the editing, it's like, I feel like once again, production had to push Deontay's ass up out of the street, because other than that, they were going to be two smushed ass rodents. It was definitely giving me anxiety watching them. But at some point, they finally made it back to the car. He actually picked her up and toted her back to the car, and they was kissing so hard that that Deontay ended up with a whole bunch of prison makeup on his face. But you know, he said he didn't care nothing about that. They made it back to his car, and then he opened up the wine that he purchased for her, and they both were sitting out there celebrating her freedom with the glass of wine. And he wanted to go ahead and put the cherry on top by giving her the $1,000 cash envelope. So soon as she saw all the cash, she was like, is all of this mine? And he was like, yeah, it is. And y'all, it was at that moment that Nicolle said, oh baby, I love you. Now, did y'all catch everything that I said before that? Because I said that Deontay broke his neck to get to her. They was hugging all over each other. They was kissing all over each other. They had plenty of conversation from the time that she got out of the prison driveway to the time that he toted her to the car. But it was not until she saw all of them 20s in her possession that she said, oh baby, I love you. And I said, wow. Wow, Deontay, you didn't see that? You didn't notice that? But he didn't. He didn't see it at all, because he was like, you know, you my forever girl. You the love of my life. Anything you want, you know what I'm saying? You can have it. It's whatever. It's your world. I'm just here to serve you. And I said, wow, you really gave her this type of sense of, royalty. I don't even know the damn word that I want to use, because I was just so befuddled, if you will. I was just so taken aback that I didn't understand what I was looking at. And I already know, Miss Deontay mama, don't you say a word. Don't you say a word, because it's leave it up to me. Because I already know that your stupid ass son is gonna do a lot of stuff this season that's gonna get his ass cussed out. So don't you do it. Don't you worry about doing it, because I got it. P-Hope got it. So the end of their scene was pretty much the camera crew just kind of out there talking to them, asking the same thing that they always ask the inmates when they get out, like, you know, how does she feel about being out? What does she plan on doing? Whatever. And it got to a scene where, excuse me, where they were saying that, you know, they about to go home and get it in. And I said, oh, okay. Nicolle is actually admitting that, you know, she's ready. She's gonna give him a little bit. I was excited for Deontay, because I'm like, man, after you have done the absolute most, the least you can get is a little piece of ass. And then the brakes were swiftly applied to that whole scene, because Nicolle did a confessional and she said, yeah, you know, I love Deontay and all, I really do, but with me being fresh out of prison and all, I just don't know if I'm ready to have sex with him or not. Come again, say what? She don't know if she's ready to have sex with him. Now, let me read you for one quick moment, Nicolle, because your stories are not adding up, boo-boo. Now, Deontay had already told us last week, and I had already told y'all last week, that Nicolle was a goddamn liar. But, you know, you all remember Deontay said that Nicolle told him that she has never been with a black man. Well. 1 week later, Nicolle did her confessional, and she said that she's always been a good girl, and then at some point, I think when she was in high school, she got attached to a bad boy. She started running around with a bad boy. 9 times out of 10, that was a black boy. But let's just say that it wasn't. Long story short, she said that she got addicted to Xanax, okay? Now, when she was showing her pictures and she was talking about the Xanax, she said when she was high on them pills, she didn't want to do nothing but fuck, fight, and rob. And the pictures that she showed us, who was she hanging around? The African American persuasion, okay? She was definitely hanging with the brothers. So if you were high and horny and you are around a plethora of black meat, I'm pretty sure that black meat was in every hole that you had available, and you were absolutely fine with that. But you took the time to open your thin ass lips and tell Deontay that you never been with a black man. If you never been with a black man, then I ain't fat. And I said what I said. And I ain't taking it back. But anyway, Nicolle, I'm about to get up off of your lemur looking ass so that I can go on to Courtney and Josh. Alright, let's move on. So next we have Nicole's crazy ass still laid out behind this motherfucking cinder block in this dill pickle costume, looking like a confused ass Halloween alligator. Okay, that's what the hell Nicolle is sitting back there looking like. But it's okay, because the BFF rolled Josh over to the location, and Josh, you know, he walks up from behind, so she didn't get to see him coming face on. And you know, he's like, hey, who is this? And so, you know, he bends down to give her a kiss. So they're kind of sprawled out on the ground. And I'm like, wow, I bet it is all kind of, you know, ants and weird insects inside of this costume at this point. But, you know, nevertheless, Courtney doesn't care. She doesn't care because at this point Josh has arrived, and that's all she's been waiting on. So he helps her get up off the ground. Of course, they're hugging and kissing, and she's crying, and it didn't look appealing, but shit, it is what it is. Now, just out of curiosity, what happened to all the muscles that Courtney was showing us of Josh in the pictures? Like, I don't know what in the dope man, yeah, that's me, Josh done got a hold of in that jail. But honey, you went from looking like, what's that man name? You went from looking like The Rock to looking like Chris Rock. What happened? But, you know, I guess Courtney had already been seeing him because she didn't say anything about it, and she didn't seem to be surprised by the way that Josh looked. But I mean, I was shocked and appalled. The man's face was sunk in and everything, because when she was initially showing us Josh's prison pictures, I was like, okay, I can see how you fell for him, because he was, you know, his body was a little right. You know, I gotta give it up. But yeah, he has lost a tremendous amount of weight. And so, like, you know, if it's a health related reason why you lost all that weight, you know, I do apologize. You know, I'm just here for shits and giggles. But I just kind of feel like it don't have nothing to do with your health. I feel like you done got a hold to some good shit in that jail that you could not shake, and you've been doing whatever you can to, you know, keep your supply coming in. And I mean, hell, you probably ain't had to do too much to keep your supply coming in, because Courtney been the one supplying your ass. Courtney is your motherfucking, you know, your paymaster. So, you know, it's probably nothing for you to get a couple of $100 sent to you so that you can continue to always be walking around in that bitch high as a kite. That's neither here nor there. You have made it out in the free world now, and Josh just as confused as we are as to why the hell Courtney has on this Dill Pickle costume. And she's like, you know, because we went from meeting where we met to you being right here with me now, so, you know, I'm kind of a big deal. And he was like, oh. So, you know, it's kind of made me feel like, okay, that whole story you told us about the card and I'm kind of a big deal and y'all having such a kiki about it, like, I feel like you was putting 10 on 20. Or I'm sorry, 20 on 10. I feel like you was putting 20 on 10 with that story, because once you broke it down for Josh ass, he wasn't really here for it. And so anyway, they get in the car. The first stop they make is to get his ass something to eat. He said he is completely over prison food, and the way that we see the prison food on TV is exactly how it looks. It looks like a bunch of slop, a bunch of bullshit, and a lot of it is probably not even edible, but when you're hungry enough, you'll eat it, okay? So yeah, they stop at this burger joint and they get him a burger and fry, and he said that that was the best burger that he has ever had in his life, and there was nothing on it but ketchup and pickle. And she's like, what, you got dill pickles on your burger? And he was like, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. And you know, then when he did his confessional, he was like, yeah, so, you know, Courtney, she's a little different, you know, Courtney is different. And I'm like, yeah, no, you think Courtney don't have it all? But see, you didn't know that at the time, because I would think that anybody that was actually allowed to work within a prison facility would pretty much be walking with their head pretty stable on their shoulders. Like, I would just think that. But, you know, we hear stories all the time about how people have these important roles and positions, and they be just as crazy as a goddamn jitterbug. And so that is what has happened with Miss Courtney. She wasn't ever suitable to be working there anyway, but some type of way she passed the test. But yeah, so what did they do next? Oh, Josh tells us that he has to actually be quarantined. So he's going to be with Courtney for the next 14 days because he is allowed to quarantine at her house. But by day 15, he has to go live with his cousin because Courtney is still on probation, so he cannot, you know, go ahead and move in with her and live with her full time. You remember she explained all of that shit last week, okay? So they're not going to be able to live together. I already got the burger, and Josh was asking Josh asked Courtney, you know, was she scared? Like, are you scared? Like, how do you feel about me being out? And she was like, no, I'm just excited. So they finally get into the house, and y'all, they walked into the damn house, and when I tell you I was over it, I was over it. And I know that the house had to be way worse than just the little stuff that I spotted, because if y'all paid any attention, the cameraman never focused on the entirety of the house. Like the shots that the cameraman were taking were not from the floor up. They were taken like midways to ceiling. So I know that it had to be pretty bad in there. And it just, like, from what I could see, it just looked like it stank in there. It just looked like it stank in there. So, like, at the time that they walked in, when it started in the living room, the couch looked like somebody had just got done taking a nap on the couch. Then you get to the dog's room, and you could tell that the dogs had their little dog toys and all kind of debris still scattered around on the floor. She didn't even take the time to sweep that shit up. The whole border was missing outside of the bathroom door. And then they go to lay down, because all he wants to do is feel a real bed and a real mattress and just get some damn rest. Not only was he greeted by one, but he was greeted by all three of her dogs that jumped up there on the bed with him. Y'all, I didn't know how to feel about none of it. I didn't know how to feel. I said, what in the Fleabag circus is going on here? But, you know, he seemed to be cool with it, because I guess he figured, like, shit, if I'm coming out of these rough ass prison conditions, like, this shit, I know I can rough this shit. Like, I know I can. But it's just like, damn, Courtney, this how you living? This how you doing it? Girl, I'm over it. Let's see. Courtney says that she is definitely ready to throw her leg up, but Josh says he doesn't know if he remembers how to have sex. But Courtney says she's not worried about that. It's kind of like riding a bike, you know what I'm saying? Once you get in there and you start riding, or she start riding, or whichever one of y'all gonna ride, you know, everything will be like, you know, like y'all been doing it forever. But, you know, like I said, Josh is really worried about not being able to perform, because, you know, he said that it's been, did he say 11 years? I don't remember how many years he said, but, you know, he said he definitely feels like a virgin, and he has no idea. He doesn't remember how to have sex. Like, I don't know if he didn't have access to a phone. Like, I don't know if he was not able to watch any type of porn, and he just, you know, had to rely on his left hand and right hand for the last 11 years. But I just feel like, even if once she takes her clothes off and it automatically comes back to him what he's supposed to be doing, as far as the touching, the feeling, where to start, where to end, I still feel like he's gonna have a hard time, and he's gonna be nervous, because he has an audience of 3 sitting there watching him. All 3 of the dogs are gonna be right there looking at him like, when is it gonna be my turn to hit Courtney? You know what I'm saying? They're all gonna be sitting there waiting on their turn. That's first of all. But then I don't even know if he gonna be able to get in the groove that he trying to get into, because the dogs are not only gonna be sitting there watching, they're gonna be right there in the way. You're gonna have to physically push their ass out the way to get in the space that you need to be in to handle your business. So, you know, good luck to y'all with the whole first time situation. I hope that it's everything that both of y'all dreamed of, but it looks like it's about to be a hot funky mess. Like, I'm just call a thing a thing. It looks like it's gonna be a goddamn mess, because even you know, once they got hot and heavy in the bedroom, and they were recording off of the cell phone for a minute to have their little cell phone footage. And of course, once things got hot and heated, the phone ended up falling out of her hand, and we couldn't see nothing but the ceiling fan. But I don't know why the hell that the camera phone chose to fall right there, because the goddamn ceiling fan was so thick with dust. I said, damn, bitch, you couldn't even wipe the damn ceiling fan off. Like, come on, give me a fucking break. But I just want Molly the maid to fall through there. I want hoarders to come through there. I just want somebody or something to just help Courtney one good time. I really do, because I'm just imagining, because didn't she say like it's been times that she didn't even pay the water bill or some shit like that, because she was paying for Josh and getting everything that Josh needed? Like, let me tell you something. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. If Josh take his ass back to jail, that's on him, because you cannot afford to be without hot water. Not you, my friend. You got too many animals. You got too much shit that need to be wiped down, scrubbed down, dusted off, washed in the washing machine several times. Courtney, bitch, you making me itch just thinking about your house. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Woo! Brittany and Ray. Okay, y'all, it's Brittany's dad's birthday, okay? So she's pulling up, and this time she was not in an SUV. She was in, it looked like to be something like a Chrysler 300 type of situation, but either way, nice car. And at some point at the birthday party, her mom ended up saying that she does own 2 cars. So I'm assuming the SUV that we saw and this car that she pulled up in at the birthday party, they both belong to her. So, you know, kudos to you, Brittany, as a young independent black woman out here doing your own thing. And, you know, if you have 2 vehicles, then, you know, you out here doing it, girl. But yeah, long story short, she pulled up at Daddy's birthday party, and you know, the whole family is there. And at some point, Brittany decided that it was a bright idea to go ahead and drop the news that, yeah, so I've been dating for the past 9 months. And they was like, what? And she was like, yeah, but you know, the thing is, I hid it from you guys, and I didn't say anything about being in this relationship because he's in prison. And so that's when y'all saw that little clip of the mama saying, girl, like, what the fuck? And so yeah, mama is immediately devastated. And y'all, when the mama did her confessional, she damn near wanted to cry. Like, you could see it in her eyes, and you could kind of hear the shakiness in her voice, that mama was absolutely devastated that she has gone down this road again of choosing a bad boy. And the daddy was just upset. The dad wasn't as heartbroken, but he was more so upset. And the daddy said that, you know, he has big expectations for Brittany, and you know, he doesn't see Brittany being with some drug dealing ass thug. And so Brittany is just trying to convince them that this particular relationship with Ray is nothing like old boy who damn near bashed her head in. And you know, I'm not being funny, because I do understand that domestic violence is nothing to laugh or joke about. But you know, Brittany just keeps saying, the friends keep saying, and the mama just keeps saying what a terrible situation that was. So they're trying to figure out, why the hell would you do that again when you can just find, the daddy was like, you know, you can find you a nice looking, clean cut man who's going to treat you right, and you know, you can still get everything that you're looking for out of a relationship. He just don't understand why it's gotta be, you know, a bad boy. So long story short, the mama says that she is definitely still traumatized from that last relationship, which we talked about last week, because the friends and Brittany already knew that, you know, the mama already said she was still traumatized from that last relationship. But you know, mama says that she's not welcoming Ray with open arms, and as a matter of fact, she doesn't want to meet him at all. She's not ready to meet him. And Brittany was like, well, how can you ever get to know him to see that this relationship is not like the last one if you don't even want to meet him? And she said, well, coming straight out of jail, there's no need for me to meet him because he doesn't have anything to show me but his prison record. And I said, oh. And the mama was like, listen, when he actually gets out, puts a fresh foot forward to actually build something for himself and have something worth showing me, that's when I'll be ready to meet him. And Brittany was like, okay, you know, I understand that. I totally get where you're coming from. And then the mama was like, so where does he live? Like, where is he going to be staying at when he comes home? And Brittany was like, yeah, well, you know, he's going to be staying with his dad somewhere out in Boomfuck, Kansas or somewhere. And then the mama was like, oh. And then she hurried up and switched up her story and was like, oh, but, you know, he got to go live at the halfway house first. So, I mean, I don't know what made the story any better of saying he was going to live with his dad and then going to live at the halfway house. But long story short, both of them bitches was a lie, because when Ray comes home, he's actually coming straight to her. He's paroling straight to Brittany's house. And so she said she just sat there and told her entire family a bold-faced ass lie, and she's feeling like she has made a bad situation worse by doing what she's done. But you know, at this point the damage is done, so she'll just pretty much have to see where it goes from here. But child, listen, Ray, you got the family looking at you fucked up before you even get out. So yeah, good luck to you, brother. And last but not least, we have Rachel and Doug's crazy ass. Okay, so they start out their scene with Rachel meeting her mom at some little restaurant, but Doug ends up calling her right before she meets her mom at the table. So she goes into the lobby of the restaurant to accept his call. And you know, Doug wasn't on no, hey baby, how you doing? You know, are you around little Dougie? You know, how is he? Let me speak to him. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Hell no, Doug was not on none of that shit. Doug was on 10. And Doug said, what the fuck has been going on? Have you been checking my parole shit? Like, do you even know what's going on? Like, I told you, you got to stay on top of that shit, and I just feel like you out here playing with me. And so at this point, Rachel is looking like, oh, you know, I'm sorry. And you know, at this point, Doug is ready to goddamn blow his top. Don't be sorry, ho, be careful, because you keep out here playing with me and you know how much that irritate me. And she's like, well, you know, you don't have that much longer, so you know, you don't got that much longer to be irritated. He said, I don't give no fuck about that. You need to tighten up. And I said, oh Lord, Rachel, I don't know what the hell you gonna do. But then after they got all of that out the way, by the next time they showed her on the phone, he was talking about some, well, you know, I love you, baby, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna talk to you a little later. And she was like, okay, I love you too. The dysfunction of it all. It's the dysfunction of it all for me. But anyway, so after that retarded ass phone call got disconnected, she went and sat at the table with her mom. And you know, mama just wanted to know, like, what the hell made you go down this road again? Like, you've already been here, done this, and it did not pan out well for you at all. I don't want to have to go back to those times of you calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning because you know, your man is up fussing at you, trying to hit on you, or stealing your money, or whatever it is that these drug addicts do. And she's like, well, mom, this time is going to be so different because, you know, first of all, Doug is not, he's not on drugs. He doesn't have any type of addictions. and you know, it's just not going to be the same this time. And you know, if I'm being honest with you, I never planned on going back down this road again. Like, he was honestly just supposed to be a friend. I was just supposed to be, you know, just giving him company and comfort, and it just ended up blossoming into something more. And the mama was like, okay, like, you know, I really don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna keep my eye on his ass. Because Rachel did her confessional, and she wanted us to know that, you know, Mr. Doug, the most he's ever been out is 40 days at a time. 40 days. The most Doug has ever been out is 40 days at a time. And I'm just like, did you take any of that into consideration before you actually married this man? Because y'all don't forget, Rachel and Doug are married. Like, she's in this shit to win it with a man that's only been able to stay out of jail for 40 days at a time because he does not like following rules. Rules is not Doug's thing. And I think that goes back to what we were talking about last week with the fact that Doug actually never got a chance to grow up. You know, he has had such a full life of being in and out of the jail system, being in and out of, you know, between county jails, prisons, and everything in between, halfway houses and things of that nature. He never got a chance to go from being an adolescent to an adult the proper way. So he knows what he knows. He's very bullheaded. He's not really willing to change his ways because he feels like it's his way or no way. And that's ultimately what keeps landing him in rotation back in jail. So it's just like, I don't know what the hell Rachel ass can do to keep him from going back to jail, because, you know, this man is still way behind bars. And he's already running her over like a fucking Mack truck. So once he's actually home and in her face and towering over her, because don't forget, she's way down here and he's way the fuck up here. And so by the time he puts that aggressive tone in his voice and he's towering over her, she ain't gonna do nothing but shrivel up like a little fucking ball of paper and do whatever the fuck he's asking her to do. So I just don't see this going very far. And, you know, every time I think about the situation, I can't do nothing but get sad for little Dougie. I really feel bad for little Dougie. I wish that he had some grandparents or, you know, just some type of close family members that actually have sense and that can love on him and care for him and just completely take him out of that environment, because I just hate that he's at such an influential age and he's having to witness everything that he's having to witness. I really, really hate that for him. But, you know, it is what it is, and all we can do is cross our fingers and hope that things work out for the best. Like, shit. Like, I don't have high hopes for Doug ass. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't like Doug's motherfucking ass because, you know, he just sounds like he's the type that feels like just because I raise my voice at you, you need to do what the fuck I'm telling you to do. Like, bitch, no. No, that's not how life works. You know, you need to do everything in decent and in order. That's how life works, okay? That's how you make it through life without going back to jail every 40 days, okay? And the last part of that scene was Rachel's mama wanting to know, like, how much money have you spent on Doug? And she was like, I don't know, somewhere probably around the ballpark of $30,000. And mama was like, wow, like, that is a huge part of your savings. And she said, well, no, not really. First of all, it's just money. And second of all, like, those $30,000 includes hotels, phone calls, you know, gas. That's all of that. So, you know, I feel like over the amount of time that we've been married, if I've only spent $30,000 on him, then I'm actually doing good. And she was like, you know, those are just the things you do in the name of love. And so Rachel was like, Mom, you know, you need to understand that love is love. And Mama was like, yeah, that's the thing. Love is blind. And I said, get her together, Mama. Get her stupid ass together real quick, because it's like, Rachel, I understand that, you know, there is a possibility for you to fall for the wrong person, and, you know, a person can sweep you off of your feet, but you also need to have some type of common sense to let you know that, okay, even though this person, me and this person have chemistry, we have a connection, like, this is not going to be the best fit for me. You know what I'm saying? We can be close, we can be friends, and if I allow you to, we can even be intimate. But I'm gonna have to let you know that, you know, we can't be serious, and we can't be serious for X, Y, and Z reasons, and just leave it at that. But no, I don't know what's wrong with you, but we'll figure it out as this season goes on, because I'm not even finna get wrapped up going off on Rachel, because I done went off on enough of these. Anyway, y'all, that was the end of this particular review. They didn't give us no whole lot, but you already know, as the season goes on, this is kind of like a roller coaster. You have some episodes that are just really hype and really exciting, and then you have other episodes that are just kind of wah-wah. And this one was a want for me, but it's still always something to talk about and kiki about. So I am glad that you all stop by to check out my review, and I will definitely be back next week to do it all over again. So with that being said, I want you to be happy, be healthy, be safe. This is your girl P Hope, and I will catch you in the next video. Good night, guys.